Okay, this is another aspect of walking and gait that I did not mention in the long video that's important. And it's important because a lot of you do it, and I'm going to ask you to correct it. And what it looks like is this. Can you see my feet? Let me try again. Can you see my feet? Turned out a little bit like a duck. So I do that waddle because a lot of it can come with a waddling gait, the foot turnout. It also happens with a lot of you athletes. Really strong, tight, toed out positioning. The problem is when your feet are turned out, it really forces that flat strike, and pronation at the wrong time, lack of supination at the right time, basically it tremendously adds compressive forces to your joints of your knees, hips, and spine, neck. So it's going to be a big thing to correct. First thing is go to the standing posture, because if you do it walking, you absolutely stand turned out. And so you would start with ideal standing posture, and it's going to talk to you about getting your feet hip width apart and parallel like train tracks. Now, for some of you who've been turned out this far, like 30, 40 degrees your whole life, parallel is going to be maybe too much to ask. Certainly for all of you who are even slightly turned out, when you come to parallel, you're going to feel toed in, pigeon-toed. It's going to feel like you're that. Look down, you're not. But that's a proprioceptive trick between the proprioceptors of the joint and the brain. Don't worry about that. But the point of the story is, it is not going to feel comfortable to bring your feet closer to parallel. If you're way turned out, so maybe you don't come perfectly parallel like train tracks, but you're just so slightly turned out, that's pretty okay. Slightly turned out I'll take, but not that crazy turnout, flat, compressive, ouchie. It hurts me to watch you walk. The amount of compressive forces going through your body hurts. Some of you do that only on one side. A lot of you, I would say that's probably one of the most significant, frequent findings I find in my clinic, is that one foot's crazy turned out while the other's straight. And that was developed usually at some point for pain avoidance, and then never corrected. So that for sure, you got to bring that back closer. So how would you correct that? Well, you're just going to go back to that heel ball toe will help. So if you're thinking land on your heel, it's harder to land on your heel turned out. That will automatically bring you a little bit in, but the other thing you're going to have to do is look in a mirror and just kind of force that foot in slightly, heel ball toe. It will take what's called conscious walking, conscious gait. Ideally, we should walk unconsciously, but while we're retraining the body, we have to actually add our own awareness, attention, and consciousness to change those patterns that develop those habits. So you would pull that foot in slightly, look in a mirror. There is an exercise I can give you right now, which is stand with your feet hip width apart, parallel. Now what I want you to do is just take a natural step with one foot and land on the heel, come to foot flat and come back. Land on the heel, foot flat, come back. Land on the heel, foot flat, and come back. Now add the opposite arm. Heel, foot flat, back. So you're actually putting weight on this leg and coming back. So this is the first part of a functional lunge step, and you're landing with a heel strike with the foot facing forward, which is going to feel awkward to you. Come, put weight on that leg and come back. Add the opposite arm swing to train that into your gait. Okay, and here we go. Heel, land, push back. Come onto that leg with the foot straight. My opposite arm's here. Push back. heel, land, come back. Then switch legs, do the opposite leg. Heel, land, come back. So it's a anterior, forward direction, functional lunge step. From the side, it would look like this. Come back. I land with my clear heel strike. So it's landing with the heel strike, put my weight on it, come back. I can't do it that slow. Oh, I don't know if you can see it down there. Hey, camera, look down there. So that was an awkward one. Because it was awkward, because I felt like this was like another heart rock that I wanted to share with you. I'm giving you some love. Oh wait, there it is. Totally a heart rock, sending love your way. I love they're everywhere. I've got to put this here. Okay, so that is an exercise, a functional lunge step, a gait retraining to kind of help you break that pattern of way toed out. And then you just, after you do about 20, 30 on each leg, go and walk and make it feel the same. So you do that step, you come back, you do the step, you come back, and then you say to yourself, now walk and make it feel the same. And you're retraining. So that's what we do in the clinic with people. So that's correcting the duck, waddle, turned out, one foot turned out, or the other foot turned out. Either way, this, by the way, is such rotational shear forces through the pelvis, hips, lower lumbar discs and joints. That hurts to look at when you have it. So, okay, so there's yet another video plus exercise on correcting foot positioning and walking. Good, good, so excited, practice.